Hi, I'm the course leader for the Bachelor of Architectural Design, which is our undergraduate architecture course.
I am what we call a vertical studios stream leader. And it means I look after all of the balloted studios that run in second and third year.
One of the big issues that emerges during semester is how we run studio reviews and the kinds of experiences that students have with that review model.
So in first year, it was the traditional pin up your project on the wall, and then you'll have guest crits come in and the whole class will also be listening while you present to everyone. Sometimes the nerves really get to you then as well. It's a lot more intimidating.
We found a lot of shortcomings with this during the lockdowns, in the extended lockdowns in Melbourne in particular. But it allowed us to kind of really think about, okay, what do we want these reviews to be like? How can they reflect what's happening in studio and our kind of aims for studio pedagogy?
And so much of what we've done with the Salon model has been really responding to changes in our cohort, changes in experiences from a post-COVID set of encounters, changes in expectations and understandings about student health and well-being in these environments.
And the first of these things that we do is to have not a mid-semester review anymore. We talk about a workshop that students have quite early on. Later in the semester, around about week 10, students themselves pin up their first kind of draft of what the final kind of composition of their project will be and evaluate each other using the assessment rubric.
We've been going through in groups of 3 to 4. We also had the opportunity to get critiques from other people. The people are my peers. They're the people that I've been studying with for the past few weeks. Kind of helps in that sense to have someone who knows what I am doing and why I'm doing a certain thing.
It's less like a presentation. I don't feel like I'm standing up in front of 20 people nervously presenting my whole work. I'm just having a conversation with some friends about my designs and what I can do to make it better.
And then we come to the very end of semester, which we call the Salon event. And that means that there are no traditional crits. Students themselves have to source 10-minute conversations with a guest that's come into that room, with staff, and from a student from a completely different studio. So basically means it's a big dynamic exhibition of everyone talking to everyone else.
Since the transition into the salon, it's definitely better for the mental health and well-being of students. And I think this is really important because if we are really serious about the well-being of architects, it starts here in schools.
I've found the salon is a lot more helpful in getting more guided feedback where you're able to ask questions back to the crit.
It's also worth noting as well that having the student also offering feedback is a really critical part of this as well. So there's a very clear sort of decentering of expert opinion and hopefully an idea for our students that they are participants in a culture and have vital and useful perspectives and takes.
It seems like it's a counter to the traditional crit, but actually just takes all the good bits of it that maybe had become a bit ossified over time.
Yeah, and is able to situate those in very deliberate places in the semester where they're most useful for students and for the development of the project.
Yeah, and build that up over time as well, so it's not like a do or die thing at the very end of semester, which often causes a lot of anxiety and kind of stress, and also means that students are tired, overwrought, and aren't able to listen. And we also wanted to build up confidence and real comfort with talking about work that was not finished.
A building's never complete, it's never finished, it's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing. And if we continue to adopt this mentality when we interact with one another, but also seeing that students understand this, that it's a continuous process of learning, of engaging, I think it's really healthy.
You've mentioned this a lot, Charity, but this is a situation where students are coming in early, staying around for both sessions and leaving at sort of 7 or 8. Having had fertile, useful conversations, they're not leaving exhausted, they're leaving excited. And I don't think that that's something I've really seen in a crit environment for so many students before.
Yes, I was quite worried the first time we kind of trotted it out. It was literally the dream, right? Students talking to each other about work, pointing out things they hadn't seen before, learning from each other. Amazing.